Welcome if this your first time here. This is my review of Industry Season 3, Episode 3. Before we get into the video, make sure you check out the other content, subscribe to the channel, click that like button. We do film, music, and sports on the channel. Now, this episode was my favorite episode of this season. It was pure comedy, and you gotta give it up to the actor that plays Eric. He was funny all throughout this episode. And it was more funny stuff that was happening, but he really stood out. From him sleeping with Yasmin's friend to him sleeping with the prostitute. And every time he would sleep with one of these young girls, he would ask him, do he have sex like a young man? You know he going through some midlife crisis. And the simple answer is no. Both of the girls is looking like, huh? No, man, you don't sleep with us like no young man. You older, you're out of shape, and you're not a young man. Ain't no way you sleeping with them like no young dude. But he keep asking that question. And I really liked when he slept with the prostitute. She asked his name, and he said Rob. I'm like, oh, man, I did something like that to one of my friends before. So that really brought back memories, and it was so well written. This whole episode was so well written. From them going to the panel and making that so important, Harper and Petra working on their own plans, Harper pushing Petra, and you gotta just admit the truth. Harper is evil on all accounts, right? She end up not playing Yasmin as bad as I thought she was, but she would have threw Yasmin all the way under the bus if she had to. I think she would do that with anybody, and Yasmin is her straight friend. You know, they shared things with each other that people probably don't know. You see, when Yasmin run out the party, Harper go running behind her to check on her, make sure she's okay. She was on the boat with Yasmin when whatever happened to her father happened. And I'm starting to think Yasmin might have pushed her father off the boat. Something crazy has happened to her father, and I was already thinking it before, and I can't wait till I actually see that scene that they keep showing us little pieces of. They haven't truly showed the entire thing yet. They've just been giving us little pieces. So I can't wait till we see that entire scene. But man, when Harper had Eric at the end of the episode, it's Eric, Harper, Petra, and Yasmin. When she had the ups on Eric, it was just like she was just rubbing it in. She knew she got the power position now. At first, you was in charge, and she was your understudy. Then she felt like you did her wrong because you had to let her go because she lied on her application. Remember, no accountability. But now she has the power. She has undercutted that company, Lumi, and Henry don't know Yasmin played a role in that. He don't even know that yet. But him and Yasmin is building a relationship. That pool scene was a very well acted scene. And then, of course, Henry gets out the pool and we finds out he don't have any clothes on. He just swimming down there with no clothes. All right. So that's pretty wild in itself. But it was so much I liked about this episode. Now, going forward, will Petra be able to truly trust Harper? Will Harper and Petra be able to truly work together? I do not think so. I think Petra will undercut Harper if she get the chance, and I think Harper will do the same to her. They're not really friends. They just coming together because both of them are evil, and they coming together and put a plan together, and it worked. Harper stepped up, asked a tough question at the panel, really destroyed the company because that question was really loaded, and right after she asked that question, the panel ended. They gave Eric maybe 20 seconds to answer that question, and then they ended the panel. So it ended on a real bad note. Eric looked bad. Bill would have looked bad if he was there too, but I actually do think Bill would have handled it better Eric is not in the perfect mind state right now to be in a position that he in. I think if Eric was still married and him and his wife was still going strong and he knew the kids was being well looked after and they had a well-oiled system like how it was, I think he would have been better. And that's a key thing that a lot of people don't really understand. I'm gonna tell you something. When I was working for an accounting firm, it was a guy that actually was beating me at a lot of stuff. And I was thinking in my mind, how is this guy accomplishing more than me when I'm competitive? I don't act like it, but when we off work, I'll be studying and not be telling people about it. Oh, what was you doing? Oh, nothing, man, watching the game. But really, I was somewhere studying, So I'm competitive. And this guy was literally accomplishing more than me, and I didn't understand how. And I remember speaking to my mentor, and he asked me one simple question: is he married? See, that really matters when you are in business or you in a career and you really trying to establish yourself. It's easier when you have two people. So for me, when I go get lunch, that's 30 minutes. I got to go out, get Chipotle, get whatever I'm going to get. His wife was making his lunch. His wife would do things that will help him be able to accomplish more. She'll get his clothes ready. He had a real traditional relationship. And when you have something like that, you have a helping hand. You have a support system consistently every day. And it helps you make up time on other individuals. Eric don't have that no more. So now he's lost in the sauce. He's sleeping with prostitutes. He really need to find himself, and he got to figure out how to outsmart Harper. He either got to outsmart her or join her. We know that Pierpoint is going to be working with their company, but Eric still has to outsmart Harper individually, and he got to figure some things out. Now, at the end of the episode, off of Eric, right? Eric did a lot this episode, but other people did too. And one of those people was Henry. Henry had a lot going on. It was his company. He was on the panel too. His company is falling apart. He sells, and you see him in the mirror saying, most companies fail, which is true, but it really sucks when it happens to you. And he's coming to that realization. But even though the company failed, he did end up getting Yasmin. And we know he been wanting Yasmin for the longest. Soon as he laid eyes on her. And it got to be hard for a girl like Yasmin in that environment because she a pretty girl and everybody want her. So you don't know if somebody trying to do business or somebody just trying to sleep with you. And everybody act like they just trying to do business. Nobody is up front like, hey, you attractive, can I take you out? They don't do that. They go, oh, okay, you work for Pierpoint? Tell me more about what you can offer me, and then let's talk about it over dinner, right? I'm sure she get that a lot. I'm sure plenty of pretty girls go through that if they working in finance or if they working in any industry, quite frankly. And we seen it was a guy at the party that was treating Yasmin horrible. He was treating everybody horrible. He treated Eric bad too. But that guy was just a bad person. And the way he talked to her, it was just crazy. And nobody really checked him like they should have. Somebody should really stepped up and said, yo, dude, we're at this party. You bringing up all this unnecessary stuff. You need to chill out or get out, because he was just violating, and he violated multiple people. When he did violate Yasmin, Henry stepped up and said something, but he wasn't aggressive enough. He didn't do enough to me, but he did step up and say something, and it all worked out for Henry, man. He had that moment with her in the pool. He stepped up when the guy tried to violate her, and then at the end, he ends up shedding the back of the plane and getting with Yasmin. The thing he wanted to do the whole time. I mean, Eric and Rob comes on the plane and he sends them to the back. And then he sends his assistant to the back too. All of y'all go to the back. Only people gonna be up here is Yasmin. And then on the ride back, it was just him and Yasmin. He shut the door. So he got Yasmin. I wonder what their relationship gonna be like going forward. We also see Eric asks Rob about his relationship with Yasmin. And I can't lie. Somebody said in the comments that Rob character shouldn't be on the show. I wouldn't say that. But I will say his character has been highly disappointing this season. He was pretty disappointing last season too, to be honest. But I do find him necessary on the show. But he is very disappointing. How he be acting, he's very docile. He in a steam room with a dude, and man, I thought he was gonna get violated in that steam room in this episode. So Rob he gotta find his way. He gotta start being more aggressive. He need to do some push-ups. Rob gotta do a lot, man. He's been very disappointing, but I do think he is necessary. And the truth is, Yasmin then got with Henry. He was on the plane. He had to put his headphones in. I don't think he's ever going to be with Yasmin. I don't think he's ever going to actually get her and them two going to actually be in a relationship. Definitely not this season. If that happened, it's going to be season 5, season 6. Maybe Rob go through some transformation, some change, because he definitely need to. But yeah, this episode was phenomenal to me. Y'all let me know, what did you think about Industry season 3 episode 3? Because I thought this was the best episode yet. Season 3 episode 4 preview will be coming out sometime this week before the next episode, because it looked like Rishi is next on back to have a big meltdown. All right, so I'm looking forward to that too. But y'all let me know, what did y'all think about this episode? As always, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out the other content. Make sure you put your thoughts in the comments. And as always, y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.